Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back.
Butterflies
You guys are
born
tuned
by
in
my
at Royal
wish,
Rumble
guided
Showdown,
by
powered
lantern's
by
light.
Thunder Esports. With that, we are bringing you another
Light
interesting
will
match,
fall
as we are
Everything
brave
getting
is
closer to
shadow.
the semifinals and even the grand finale. With that, on the casting desk, it will be none other than Ray. Hello, Ray. Welcome back. Get us through the
Still
teams
waters
and
run
the
deep.
bands as
Your
well.
team is picking.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you for that great introduction, as always, Peachy. And today we have
I am not
Team
the only
Amon
one bound
Your
by
and
team
these
is
Team.
picking.
I
chains.
mean, their full form is Animanesis, but I will just call them Amon because it's much easier and it is their squad initials. But anyways, they will be facing against Team OSG, One Hero Goats. And you know, we have the glue monster on their team, and obviously the glue has been banned out. And from the side of Team Amon, it's all respect bans. It is the Popol, it is the Argus, it is the glue. They are really paying respect to the One Hero Goats, and they do not want to give their main heroes really hilarious bans coming in from the side of Team Amon, who are just not taking any risk.
As fleeting as a snowflake's breath.
Oh, that is
As
true. Both the
timeless as
teams
a
they done their
glacier's
enough
heart.
homework because I'm not looking at a standard bans other than those Ling and Fanny. Fanny is also not a standard ban, I have to say. So on that note, Team Nemesis they are going pretty strong. They just want to get all the heroes that will be very annoying for them. They banned it out. They won't be playing that. But on the other hand, a Phobius with a retribution, I'm really
I
not
am the
sure.
priestess
Maybe
of
they will
Your
primal
team
lightning,
is
the
in
picking.
the
hunter
later
of all the
stages,
evil
so highly
gods.
possible. On the other hand, the Edith has been picked. Edith, who will be kind of an initiator because the Phobius is already picked, so I think she is going to on the roam Ray.
Yes, the Phobius, but at the same time, just like you said, the Phobius has been picked, so it does look like she would be going Rome. But
My
I don't
mission is
see
to
the
protect
Phobius
Your
changing his
Mars.
team
spell
is
yet. Maybe he
there.
will change later, and just like you said, it might just be the Edith Rome on the side of Team Aemon. On the other hand, we see
It is
two
in
damage dealers,
despair
the
that I
Your
Xbox
team
and
see
the
the
is
Alpha,
there.
being
fondest
locked in
hopes.
from the side of Team OSG. One Hero Goats locking in the true damage, and knowing that there won't be enough sufficient true damage from the side of Team Aemon, they pick out that high loss for that high HP pool and that glorious pathway charging in for that Alpha and Xbox combo.
Hope will
So far,
find a way,
really
Your team
great
even
is
when all is
draft
there.
from both
forlorn.
sides, and both teams are really just like
Who said
going
there are no
ham with the
shortcuts in
Your
respect
life?
team
bans. They
has
are not
literally
doing
invented
the meta
one.
bans. They are going for all of, like, look at the side of Team Amen. They have completely banned out all the heroes that can be possible to from the side of Team OSG. And just like you said, a Fanny ban also coming in. Really, really interesting draft from both sides. Don't you think so, Peachy?
Oh, that is true. That
I
all the
am
meta picks have been
Your
vengeance
picked
team
up.
is
The
there.
initiative ban
incarnate.
the Vexana is still pretty strong because we all know how Vexana has been creating an earthquake effect onto the battlefield with the Eternal Guard and with the horrifying effect as well. So that would be one of her strongest suit, but it won't be played today. But on the other hand, a Alpha as the jungler for the side of Team OHG pretty strong, but I would really prefer for the Xbox to go on the jungle since it is a Phobius, and the Phobius has the ability to 1v5 every single hero on the side of Team OSG. So it would be, if the Xbox would go into the jungle lane,
The
with the
southern seas
retribution, he
are
might be
my
able to pick off
domain.
the Phobius right before Phobius can actually go do anything. On the other hand, wait a minute, Kadita has been picked. Ray, are you loving that pick?
Yes, honestly, because Khadija, making such a huge presence in the MPL like 4 seasons ago, she kind of disappeared from the meta and she was not seen as Aurora, Vexana, the Lunox, and the
Sultanic,
Harit have been
blizzard,
dominating the
On the
meta in the
edge
Your
of
mage
the
team
pool
void.
is
for
picking.
so long. So to suddenly see the Khadija being picked again, I'm really, really excited to see what type of ambush gameplays this Karita will be bringing in.
destiny
I mean,
is an
you don't even
old
need
friend
ambush
of
sometimes
mine.
because all you need is that petrify combo with the waves, and you can just take down mage or even the marksman. Oh, they are actually going in for that horrid goal lane on the side of Team Amen. And a really hilarious thing that you can see on the side of Team Amen right now, Peachy. If you look at the bans, it was a whole team like marksman, mage, jungler, EXP tank being banned out from the side of Team Amen. Really, paying respect against the one hero goats, really living by that name right now.
Yes, that is true. And looking at Glue Monster, it is just his name telling him that I will be playing only Glue. On the other hand, he was supposed to pick up another hero. That would be the Xbox. So let us see how he will perform into the game with that, ladies and gentlemen. We are in the land of Dawn, and
5
this will be a
seconds
match
till the
between Team
enemy reaches the
Analysis versus
battlefield.
Team
Smash them!
OHG. They will be battling it out for a victory into the next round. Meanwhile, I'm looking at a Nolan retribution as well, Ray. And a Nolan is a make or break situation, every time a Nolan because we all know how the Nolan has to play early game, and that is how he will be dominating the entire game. But once he fails to do that, I think it will be a problem for Nolan and his team.
Yes, I absolutely agree. Nolan relies so much on that snowball potential on that early phase, and if it is denied from the side of Team OSG One Hero Coach, I think Nolan might just be, just another sitting duck and another variable in this game that does not, provide that much of value. So I'm really curious to see how well this Nolan will be able to snowball onto that early game as we head on to the land of down. Phobius might be in a not facility. Oh wait, he actually does a flicker play really clever in, but I think he might get taken down by that Esmeralda who is chasing him down. But instead, it was a great backup coming in from the side of Team Amen, who were able to secure the first blood to their side. Instead, what a turn of events. I really thought that Phobius was going to be the first blood, but turns out it was a complete Uno from the side of Team Amen, who just secured 2 kills under their name, no casualties from their side. What do you think of that impressive escape, Peachy?
Okay, pretty strong coming in, look at that. The first blood already going towards the side of Team Nemesis. On the other hand, the domination is all set in. I think Nolan would be getting a farm. He is already snowballing the game. On the other hand, every single member from the side of Team Nemesis, they are already level 4 right now. So it will be an easy turtle contest for them.
Yes, they do have the river control as they are, playing really aggressive and showing off their dominance in this game. But Xbox is also onto that scene, and I think they are not backing off. They do. Oh, Alpha securing that kill onto that Kajita, and I think Phobius is going to go ham because he's preparing to go onto that Xbox. That armor being popped off away early by that Nolan. And just like you said, Nolan relies on that early snowball, and this Nolan is doing the exact same thing, and I think he will be able to keep up this momentum. He gives away the turtle buff to his mage instead, which is very good. Not many teams do it because I think they just secure it, and sometimes it's not possible to do it when you're trying to compete for it. But I think if it's an uncontested one, giving it to the mage is very useful because the mage needs that shield, and the turtle buff actually gives more magic power than physical. So really good decision making in little micro decisions from the side of Team Anon who could, lead to that victory. Really impressive to see. What do you think about that, Peachy?
That is true. Look at the other domination coming in. Looks like Sudita will be the one getting this kill into the hands of Phobius, but no way. Another killing, another kill in the hands of Nolan. He is on a killing spree right now. 3 kills already into his hands. He is thriving. He is getting those farm in. So I think it is a very good match for them. On the other hand, the aggression coming in from Team Amen, that is a lot. So they already won the early game. So this might be a smooth sail for them. It really late as well.
Yes, absolutely. The things are going completely smooth. I mean, Harith with the shield is dominating against the Esmeralda, who counters the shield. So I think things are really looking well. I mean, look at the damage. Harith just annihilated that Hylos without any issues. And I think Karita will be forced to use. Oh, Alpha is trying to charge in with that Alpha charge. Will he be able to secure a kill? But no, the sustain from Phobius at this point is just way too much, as he will be punished immediately for diving in so recklessly onto 4 people. He was trying to save his Karita, but I think that was a bit of a mistake move, and he was being punished. And just like you said, things are looking very smooth for the side of Team Amon, who are just dominating onto the side of Team One Hero Ghost. And if this keeps going on, and Team OSG is able to deny the snowball, I think this might be quite of a one-sided game for the side of Team Amon.
Oh, that is true, it does look like that, but I think Team OHD, they might be able to turn the table, so it is highly possible. On the other hand, look at that. Uh-huh.
You go ahead.
So look at that, the invasion is already setting in right now for the score, 10 for 2. From the side of Team OSG, they are in trouble. They really need to wait it out. They really don't have to go for a team fight. But wait a minute, look at that, Sandita giving up the damage onto her. It will be the Phobius pickoff already coming in. On the other hand, Team OSG, the damage is up. And there we go, Esmeralda picking up a kill. It is Aurora who is in trouble. Her pride of ice has been melted off. On the other hand, she is just, in a safe position. But I really think that the Esmeralda should have picked her off, and it could have been a kill for her.
Yes, I think that was a little bit of perhaps communication or decision coming in, and she did not go in for that. Oh, it won't be a shutdown because Aurora does not have that kill. She has provided the kills and funneled the goal laner, the Harith, and Nolan is already on that unstoppable. He is trying to look for a kill onto that bot lane, onto 3 people, but he was able to secure 1 kill and just go away without any issues. And I think that was a little bit of overconfident play from that Phobius as well as the Edith, who were immediately punished inside the turret. So I hope Team Amon will not be doing any more of those throws, because if they continue to do so, that might just be the opportunity Team OSG is looking for to make a great comeback. And hopefully Nolan doesn't do the same mistake. So let's see what happens as Team OSG is trying to charge in on. Oh my god, look at that damage from Nolan, immediately depleting that Alpha who was forced to retreat, and even that Karida just being one-shotted from that Aurora. And they are back onto the flow again. Team Amon dominating completely onto the side of Team OSG.
Oh, there we go. Elo's favorite child jumping in. He will be picking off that kill. Looks like Alpha is going in with the Alpha touch. He tried to get in the direction of the turret, but he failed. It was almost there, but no, look at that. The pickups are already in. He is in a safe position. On the other hand, Nolan's damage is so much that he is actually dealing so much. Wait a minute. Kalira might be able to pull that off, but no, the Winter Crown will be saving. That won't be the Winter Crown, but the passive of the Aurora saving her. And that is just giving up an extra lifeline, and Khadita as well. She is safe. On the other hand, Nolan tries to go in there. Last Insanity, it pops off, and it was the Edith pick-off already setting in.
Yes, they are trying to settle the score, and that. Oh, I think the Nolan is just on a snowball rampage right now. He is on that godlike 707, the James Bond number, and he will be going in for the Lord as well, which will be uncontested from the side of Team OSG, who will not be coming in. The Alpha is trying to do a split push onto the top lane, but he is not a link, so his mobility is quite limited, and he will not be even be able to take the outer turret of Team Amon. I think most of the turrets are still up. Yes, indeed, they have not lost a single turret from their side. Really, really great discipline and lane clearing from the side of Team Aemon. Really showing their dominance onto Team OG. Oh, look at that Hylos just being melted away by that Aura, but I think he was able to save himself. So many ultimates being popped up in this team fight. Oh, I think there was a little bit of misplay coming in, and that Phobius was being taken down, but it is popping up that Primal Red was able to deal enough damage that Nolan was able to come in and finish the team fight all on his own as the Lord is marching in on that bot lane.
Oh, an early lot setting in, look at that. The team analysis, they really want to end up the game early on. Three-member down, it is looking a little bad on them. But on the other hand, it is three-member down on the side of OSG as well. So it was a well trade-off coming in. But the minions are just pouring in. Wait a minute, there we go. The Hylos getting melted by the Harridan as well as the Nolan. Unbelievable. On the other hand, the Lord has already marched in from the bot lane. It has just gotten towards the inhibitor, and they did not get a pick off. Since so many members were down from the both side, they were able to pick the Lord already, which was a great advantage to them because Team OHG, they cannot afford to lose any of the inhibitors right now.
Yes, if they lose any of the single inhibitors, it will be the Nexus that will be attacked immediately. A bit of odd last insanity coming in for Xbox. I think he didn't want to take any risk and just popped out his ultimate and went back to his base, trying to get back his Plasma armor as soon as possible. Oh, that Kadita just being one-shotted by that Phobius. Phobius just does not care at this point and he's trying to charge in. I mean, he hasn't been carrying that much in the whole game, and he was punished a few times, but it's that his team is just carrying such a great tempo. And look at that Nolan, the level deficit is so huge right now. He is level 15, and that Hylos is not even level 10 yet. He's still level 9, and he will be taken down immediately. The first casualty from this. Oh, a shutdown for the side of Team OSG. Oh no. This does not look good for the side of Team Aemon, who just lost their key player. That Nolan, who was being shut down inside the turret, a little bit of overconfidence coming in. The Harris, the second key player, is still alive, who was able to take down that Karita and taking the revenge for that Nolan shutdown for his team.
Pretty strong coming in. Both the teams, they are fighting it out. On the other hand, the power spike is already set in from both the teams. And as Nolan has actually snowballed the entire game, the shutdown was very, very crucial for the side of Team OHG. They managed to get the bounty onto them and to themselves, and this is why they actually got an upgrade. The bounty transferring towards their team. They might have gotten few more, items here and there. They are retaliating back at them. Looking at the scoreboard, it does not seems one-sided, but the team execution, the team fights, the strategy coming in from team analysis, it is actually a strong point for them. Wait a minute, look at that damage setting in. Looks like they had it with the Zaman Force doing its damage onto the battlefield. He will be securing a kill, another kill. It will be the Alpha melting down a double kill onto the hands of Harith. Meanwhile, even
Complete
Aurora
wipeout.
manages to get the kill and a wipe out towards OHG. The minions will be coming in very soon. Look at them. They are clearing those minions as much as possible since they really want a clean sweep.
Yes, absolutely. Like, I think the mistake that Team OSG just made was that they got a little overconfident on the load. The only reason
Victory!
the Nolan, the Phobius, and the Edith were taken down, it was because they were under the protection of their turrets, who was, dealing that true damage. And in these team fights, there were no turrets, and Team Aimon just went ham onto them.
There we go. Since this is the best of three, looks like Team Nemesis, they won out the first match. After a short break, we will be diving into the second match very soon. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are back again with a short break, and this will be a match two between Team
It
Analysis
is in
on the red
despair
side,
that
and
I
we
see
have
the
Team
fondest
OHG on
hopes.
the blue side. Right now, since we all know how this is a best of three match, the teams, the sides have been swapped. On the other hand, on the casting desk, along with me, it is none other than Fredo. Hello, Fredo.
Thank you, Peachy, for the warm welcome. And right now we are witnessing another match. The sides have been changed, but I guess the tempo will
You are
remain the same.
facing a
Your
And
crafter.
with
team
that, the
is
bans already
banning.
coming in. No, the glue, of course, being banned because the enemy
Butterflies
has
born
the
by
Your
glue
the
team
monster
wish,
is
they're afraid
banning.
of.
guarded
And
by
that is why
lantern's
they do
light.
not want to face this glue monster as their nightmare. So they will be banning out the glue, and the bans coming in from the side of Team OHG will be that Natan and the
Humble
Zushin.
and
The
Koopa
Zushin
are
did
the
face the
best
nerf
partners
though,
in the
but I
world.
guess the Zushin is still a ban worthy hero. And on the
Still
other side, it will be
waters
a
run
purple and
deep.
Your
Koopa ban, but the
team is
purple and
banning.
Koopa can be countered using the Nolan, I guess. So why do you think they have banned the purple here?
Fredo, this is a respect ban coming in because Team OHG they do play a lot of glue. The Popol and Kupa and even the Argus. The last game in the match one we did see these are the bans
I
coming
am
in.
not the
I'm
only
actually
one
looking
bound
at
by
Your
the
these
team is
similar bans
chains.
banning.
coming in. On the other hand, Team analysis they proceed go ahead with a Phobius ban and not a Argus ban this time. On the other hand, there are so many heroes right now open. The Hayabusa or maybe the Xbox, but they are hovering over our Grok. How are you liking this pick, uh, Fredo?
I do feel like the Grok is a very, very strong pick in the current meta because of the amount of vision which is able to provide, as well as the zoning. He just provides a lot of map control just by his presence in a certain area of the map, because of which the Grok is a very reliable, a reliable first pick for any side. Even he can even go to the EXP lane if it's required. But oh my God,
Test.
we will be
Alpha
seeing.
is
Your
Oh,
team
online.
okay.
is
They will be
picking.
swapping it out for the Alpha. The Alpha will be the first pick picked up by the side of Team OHG. That means that the enemy has to be a little bit careful while picking up tanky heroes because the Alpha deals true damage. And his true damage, I mean, if he gets
I
that
am the
Warwick,
priestess of
if he gets the
primal
Sky
lightning,
Piercer, I mean,
the
it's a
hunter
lot
of
of true
all the
damage that they
evil
have to
gods.
deal
Your
with.
team
But
is picking.
Oh, right.
As a
Mm-hmm.
glacier's
yeah, the
heart.
Edith has been picked. The Edith is a tanky hero, though. I mean, are they not scared of this Alpha?
No, Fredo, they are not scared because in the match one we were seeing similar draft from the side of Team Analysis. They picked up the Edith, they picked up the Aurora,
Hope
they
will find a
actually
way,
rocked the
even when all is
entire Land of
forlorn.
Dawn with that. Even though the Alpha was the jungler in the match one, the Alpha couldn't do anything and he was
Your
getting
team
picked
is
off by and
banning.
had it. Can you believe that? And it was from the side of Analysis, it was the
Magic is
Nolan who
my
was the jungler
life. Your
and
team
Nolan
is banning.
absolutely snowballed the early game. So there you go. I'm looking at the same draft coming in from Anamesis. They are not switching up anything. And on the other side as well, the Vexana was banned the last game, but this time they are picking it up on their side.
And like you said, the Nolan, as you mentioned, the Nolan is one of the best junglers in the current meta, right? Because in the current patch, most of the
The
junglers,
hunt
the main
begins.
Your
junglers in the
team
current
is
meta were
banning.
the Roger, the Ling, as well as the Hayabusa. And three of these heroes got nerfed pretty bad because of the amount of dominance they were showing in the jungle. But that means someone had to rise up, and it was the Nolan who was buffed. Because of that, the Nolan is a dominant force in the jungle as of now. And yep, and the Nolan being able to snowball is not a surprise because he does have the damage coming in from the fracture so high, along with the slow effect which was just added newly. So that just increases the amount of damage that he deals.
That is true, Fredo. But on the other hand, the bans are all setting in. I'm curious to know what they are going to ban because right now most of the bans have already set in. Maybe a Lunox could do the trick because they could go in with a Lunox as well. But I'm not
Your
looking at
team
a
is banning.
retribution onto the Alpha or maybe the Xbox as well. So that is a problem. And wait a minute, the ban being missed as well from the side of Team OHG. Maybe some problem, maybe some connection issue, or or they might have deliberately missed it. So that could be possible. On the other hand, the bans are yet still going on.
Who
Onto the
said there
side
are
of
no
Team
shortcuts in life?
Nemesis,
I
they're picking off
literally
the heroes
invented
that
one.
are, these are the heroes that initiate first. Look at that Ruby, Phobius, and the Chip. These are the heroes that provide a lot of utilities to the team fights, and this is how they don't play. Team Nemesis, they are, kind of a team fight. Team fight players, they actually make sure to pick off those heroes one by one in a team fight, and not when someone is just alone, or they are just not catching them off guard, Fredo.
Okay, so if that is the play style that they play with, then yep, the chip ban is a very justified ban here because
Your
that
team is
allows them
picking.
the enemy to instead gank up on them. And with that, the Hayabusa ban is already coming in because the jungle role is still open to pick up for the side of Team Nemesis. They do have the Roger open at the moment, even though it faced the nerf, it does pretty well if fed. And like you said, the Nolan is still open, but oh
Your
my
team
god, they
is
will be
picking.
going in with the Shing Lancelot there. And Lancelot, I mean, it's not, not the best in the jungle right now, but yep, I'm not going to judge so soon. Let's see what the Team Nemesis can pull off with the Lancelot pick here. But on the other side, the side of Team OHG still need to pick up the roamer and maybe the marksman here. But it does seem like the Harry did, good, do pretty good in the last game. So I don't really see how they will be able to counter the Harry. A Clint might be good enough to counter the Harry, but do you think they will be picking up the Clint here?
But other
True
than a
love
Clint, right now
is
they
like
do
blood.
lack a retribution as well, to the jungle role, because I'm not seeing the X-Boy and even the Alpha pick up the retribution. So maybe they might
Your
be able to
team
do
is
that. But wait
picking.
a minute, they don't go in for a uh, wait, what? They go in for a Gaussian? Are you kidding me, Fredo? They did not pick a marksman. They did not pick a. But I think Gaussian will be the one with the retribution. Okay, no, looks like Alpha is going in with the retribution, and this might be a auto pick.
Might be an auto pick. We're not sure, but I guess the cushion, even though
Swivel!
it was picked, it will be
Swing!
going into the. Oh my
Slash!
God, what is happening here? I mean,
Not
I've seen this
bad.
before. I've really seen this before. This Fanny, playing in that mid lane or even the goal lane sometimes, able to pull off so much damage coming in the end and picking off the heroes one by one. But yeah, right now I think the Gushin will be going towards the goal lane to shut down that Harith. And on the other side, we are seeing that the Fanny has been picked. I think the Fanny is going roam here. What do you think? Because I think the Edith will be going for the EXP, and the Fanny will be taking out the dire hit and will be going for the roam role where he will be doing the pickoffs after the team has initiated the fight. And that is very useful here because the Vexana, I mean, going up to the backline and trying to kill her and come back, it's a hard task for that Lancelot there. So yeah, Fanny will be the one doing that job, I
Welcome
guess.
to Mobile Legends!
And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we are in the
5
land of
seconds till the
dawn. This
enemy
will be a
reaches the
match between
battlefield.
Team
Smash them!
OHG versus Team Nemesis. This might be a rematch coming in because I don't see that Gushin moving ahead. On the other hand, the Fanny is already reached towards the blue buff on the other side. She is just there to poke, but the jungler for the team, Alpha, he decided to go on with a red buff, so that is actually one of the best decision coming in from him, so that his buff won't be getting stolen. On the other hand, we are looking at a EXP Fanny, Fredo. So this will be, and the Edith going on to the EXP. So is this a roam Fanny I'm looking at?
Yep, it is a roam Fanny. Like I told you, it will be there to, clear up the enemy backline once the team fight is over and when they are low. She will be coming in and using that cutthroat to secure the kill. And meanwhile, the Gushan is AFK. So, or not, maybe he's back right now. Or is it the assistant playing it? I'm really not sure. Really, oh my god, look at that. The Fanny able to secure the blue buff from the enemy side in the first second itself. Oh my god, Team OHG is really struggling at the moment.
Oh, that is true. With one member AFK, they might be do it. Wait a minute, Fanny going in with the cables. He will be interrupted by that, but no. The first blood already coming in. Looks like the Alpha has picked up the first blood, but on the other hand, Lancelot going in with the Phantom execution,
Oh.
and the Carmilla pickoffs has begun.
Yep. A lot of damage. Oh my god, it did seem like, it did seem like the Xbox was dominating, but the Aurora with the backup, for the Aidit will be able to take down the Xbox in the EXP lane, and that means that right now Team OHG really need to work hard, or else it's going to get only harder and harder for them, because the enemy team NMSs do not seem to be stopping at the first victory which they got.
Okay, that is true. Okay, on the other hand, the first turtle is up. Obviously, since team analysis they do have the upper hand, but Alpha is just there to counter him out. Trying to be there for them. Oh, the retribution battle being won by Alpha as expected. That was a very early retribution all set coming in from Lancelot, and he did miss on that. But look at that, the Predator doing his magic. It does freeze out people. And the eggs were going in with last insanity. Looks like Edith will be the one unfortunately going down in the hands of Exana.
Yep, and the Xbox being picked off as well as his Firaga armor was down. And look at that, the Harith is pretty low. I guess he will not be able to survive, or will he be able to? Carmilla not doing enough damage at the moment. And the Harith taking down the Carmilla inside the turret. The Carmilla as a roamer, committing too much there for the team, and that is why they will be going down. And that just means that right now they are behind just for the cushion, except that I guess everything else is fine at the moment, because the turtle was taken down as well. The Lancelot did go down as well as the kill on to that, Edith there. Oh, look at that, the damage coming in from the Alpha is just so much, taking two members by himself. But the Fanny will be there to deal the extra damage onto him, and the Carmilla is stranded there in the top lane alone. And with that, Carmilla will be going down as well. The Bushan though, I mean, look at that Bushan.
Maybe look at that. Aurora going in trying to get that kill. Oh my god, Aurora, you're not just missing anything left. With that, the mid lane might be, Aurora might be the one able to push, because from the side of team OHG, they don't have anyone to defend it. On the other hand, Fanny with the cutthroat and the cables, she is too aggressive, and she is always into the enemy's face. And she's able to melt down the Firaga armor as well, Fredo.
Yep, I mean, she's just melting down the Firaga armor with one or two blades of hers, and with that, look at the amount of damage they're dealing already. Oh, look at that, the Curse of Blood connecting onto 3 members, but there's no damage to, take the advantage of that, and with that, they will be retreating safely as well. But, right now, it doesn't seem like, this Aurora right there, what she was doing to that Goshen, it just seemed like she's not going to give any mercy whatsoever. It doesn't matter if you made a mistake, we're not going to give any mercy, because we are here to win, and we will be doing it with style. And yep, with that, Team NMS is already securing the second or the third. It will be the second turtle or the third turtle. And the second turtle. And with that, oh, look at that, the amount of damage coming in from the Aurora there. Diving inside the tower.
Wait a minute, is Gushin back in the game? Because that combination, there's no way that AI would be doing that combination. I think he is back. Look at that. Looks like Aurora pickoff is already setting in from the Gushin. He is back into the game. On the other hand, bot lane, it was in a jeopardy, but wait a minute, is that the computer playing, or is he not back? Look at that Harriet going down in the hands, in the face of 2 people already, but there is this Fanny going in with the cutthroat and cables. Harith gets a kill. On the other hand, he is in some kind of trouble, but the Alpha charge missed on. No way, what is happening? The hailstones will be the one getting it, and Aurora picked off another kill here.
Yep, the Harith already has his first 2 items, the Feather of Heaven and the Starlium Sky up already, and with that he's already proceeding on to the Holy Crystal as well. So that's a lot of farm going on to the side of the Harriet. The Harriet will be able to, deal a lot more damage right now, and he will be able to burst down. Look at that, the damage coming in from that Fanny. The cables, oh my god, the Alpha Charge not connecting mid-air. The Fanny able to survive somehow. And yeah, it's utter domination, and this Gushan, I mean, it cannot be AI, but he just stands there like he's disconnected. So I'm really not sure what's happening right now. Is it the AI or is it?
Oh, uh-huh. I'm confused as well because the combination coming in that looks very clean for some reason, and I really don't think so how the AI can do that. On the other hand, even Vexana is disconnected. I am not sure, but wait a minute, they surrender. Team OHG decides to surrender this game.
Victory!
And yeah, that will be it, I guess, for this game. Team NMS is winning because of the white flag surrender coming in from Team OHG. And yep, one hero gods will be out, I guess, from the best of three. And yeah, Team Nemesis will be taking home the victory. The Fanny Rome working out pretty good. But I really feel bad for that Gushan, though. I don't know whatever has happened to him. I hope he is fine. And I just wish the best for the side of Team OHG.
Oh, maybe there could be some issue on the side, but looks like Team Analysis they did win out. They might be able to proceed into this game. We'll be back with the confirmation very soon.
ये रिस्टार्ट होगा मैं